Hi! I feel like it's been a while since we've actually got to build something. We've been doing a lot of classes here at Jones Laser Craft and going through a lot of really cool things, and some things are growing for us. But today we are going to build something fun. If you've seen it online already, we created a bird feeder that looks like a little tow behind trailer. It is super cute, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today to show you how to assemble it. Before we get started with that, if you are interested in more of these videos, more of these files, or interested in learning more about your laser, there is a link at the bottom of the video that will get you on our newsletter list. This newsletter is really just letting you guys know what we've got coming up so you don't miss any classes and you don't miss any new files. So I'm super excited for this. Let's get to it. We are going to dive into this bird feeder today. Before we did that, I wanted everybody to kind of make sure they had all their parts. You can see on the screen, I did lay everything out. So just make sure if you're using the hitch and the roof racks and the sway bar, if you want to do the front porch or the back window, and if you're going to do the pieces or the edging around each one of the windows and doors, just make sure you have all your parts cut out, laid out, and ready to go before you start assembling this. That way things will go much quicker and much easier for you. All right, now that you've taken a look at your file, you've got all your pieces, take a look at what I've got here. Let's make sure you do have everything you need. So I've got the body of the camper right here. This is really cool, guys. If you don't know what this is, it's called a living hinge. And I'm going to actually do a class on making your own and what else you can make out of these. So stay tuned for that. And then we also have our sway bar, our two roof racks, our trailer hook, our tires. I went ahead and cheated a little bit and started putting together the little window box that goes in the back. And then we've got the little front porch here that's going to go on the front. The window box and the front porch are actually going to allow feed to come into the boxes so that birds can eat out of that and post on them as well. The trailer hook and the back sway bar are also places for birds to perch. So keep in mind that this bird feeder is made for small birds. It will drain water through the living hinge, so you don't have to worry about things getting too mildewy. For North Carolina, we get pretty hot and dry in the summer, so it's not a huge issue. And then our other pieces are, you've got to have your lenses. These can be made out of any 0.01 flex material or 0.01 laserable material. I like Smoky Hill Designs pattern ply flex. It always gives me some really cool designs, especially this neat little, reminds me kind of Eastery colors for spring. And then we'll have our body, our main body. Again, I already went ahead and put some of my outlines around my windows and doors just to get part of that done. And then you're going to have your two insides of the body for each side. We are going to put these together so that it holds everything together with minimal glue and with minimal tape, saving on materials, making sure we don't get any toxins in there for the birdies. So just go ahead and take a quick inventory, make sure you've got all your pieces and parts laid out and that you are ready to go. And we will. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put our sides together. So for each side, you're going to have this, which is going to be the outside of your trailer or your camper, and then you're going to have two of these guys. These are going to work as stabilizers. They're going to hide some seams, and they're also going to keep the bird feeder together for us. One of the things you can do, if you do not want to cut two of these and your laser will allow it, go ahead and cut out a 1/4 inch thick piece. Since these are all 1/8 inch, you are welcome to do that. All right, so let's start with our side. I'm going to go ahead and get my window pieces in first. You can see this has got some two-sided tape on it. I just take a little piece and put a little piece of two-sided tape here, a little piece of two-sided tape here, 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 and here, and that's just to hold in my windows or my stained glass windows for my camper. Go ahead and lay that one down. Just try that again. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay my little half window down. All right, once I've got those two in place, sorry for the glare here, guys. Hopefully you can see, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and line up my first inner ring. If you cut these out correctly, they are only going to line up one way. And you want to make sure you get these little notches lined up perfectly so we can get the roof rack in. And I'm going to push that down, make sure that adhesive sticks really good. And I'm going to grab my second one for this side. Again, we're just lining these up so that everything lines up perfectly. All right. So we've got one side together. And we'll go ahead and get that other side put together. All right, so we've got our two walls together. Very excited, very excited. We'll go ahead and put the rest of the frames on here in just a little bit. But now we're going to work on doing the body of the bird feeder, and that's where this piece comes into play. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two dovetailed ends and loosely put them together. They're not going to stay together tight right now unless you are familiar with how to work the kerfing on your laser. You can make that a really nice tight fit, but for what we're doing today, this is going to be perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide it in and just give it a nice gentle nudge. I say gentle. This stuff is, each piece of this material is still fragile. So remember, we're not trying to force it. We're just trying to nudge it or shimmy it in. And as you can see, sometimes it's easier said than done. Once it goes in, you'll feel it. It'll pop down, and it's going to stay there. This isn't going anywhere now. It is meant to be in there tight. It is meant to fit well. It's meant to have to give it a little bit of a push to get it in there. If you've made any of my lanterns, you'll know that I like things to fit nice and snugly so that they don't fall apart on you, and so that you don't have to use a lot of glue or a lot of tape. So we can go ahead and put the second side on. The other piece you want to make sure to do before putting the top on is sliding this little sway bar into the back. There we go. So once that's in, you can start to go ahead and put your other side on. There it is. It's put together. All of the living hinge is tucked away behind a 1/4 inch of acrylic. So once you've got this part, you can go ahead and slide in your roof rack pieces. Those are going to be the two longer pieces, depending on what color you cut out. Mine are black. I'm going to slide that in here. Should hang out just a little bit, should be pretty snug. And take my other one, slide it in here. If your pieces start popping apart like mine just did, It's just, your adhesive hasn't set yet. If you're using 3M and is pressure sensitive, and it can take up to 24 hours to set completely. All right, so those in. Now go ahead and put the tow hitch in to this little slot here. And if you want to dab a little glue on this, it should hold. But if you want to dab a little glue so it doesn't go anywhere, that's a good spot. So what we're going to have is a spot to put the bird feed in here. We'll have a spot here for them to settle on. We'll have a spot in the back for them to settle on. And then we're going to have these little, hopefully you can see that okay. These little shelves for them to settle on and where the bird feed will actually spill out. These guys, that's these pieces here, I did have to put together with a little bit of glue, so I let them dry before I got on here, and now we are going to get them put onto the camper. So before I do that, I want to go ahead and get my window frame from the other side. All right, got my little window frame. All right, so everything is put together. We've got our roof rack, we've got our sway bar, we've got our door, window, other window, and our back windows are done. So now what we want to do is go ahead and put the little bird box here. This piece is going to allow the food to roll into the out of the camper and into this little box so that the little birdies can feed off it. We're going to have a short side and a long side to the base of this little window box. We're just going to put it in there at an angle, slide it in, and it should snap down. Turn it around so I can get it to straighten out for us. There we go. All right. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and put the sides on. These little sides, this is going to be the end facing out because you're going to put your face of your box on there. So you are going to need some glue to do this part. But they just so when it's all glued together, you're going to have a little window box. Again, you'll fill the bird feed from here. It'll spill out into here. And from here, we're going to go ahead and put the front porch on. That's going to be the same way. We're going to take our porch piece and we're going to put the long end in first, kind of on an angle. And just kind of snap it down. And then you'll put the sides and the front part on. And again, the bird feed will kind of flow out of here. And you are going to want to glue those pieces together. And of course, before you do hang this, you're going to want to let those pieces dry. All right, once that is dried to the touch, and as long as your fingers aren't glued together like mine were, you should be ready to go ahead and put your wheels on. I did go ahead and reattach my tow bar as well. It's just easier to put that on at the end. Again, remember to put your sway bar together before putting your two sides together. These can go on at any point in time. I like doing them while I'm putting the sides on. It just helps stabilize everything. But once we have the wheels on, we should be good to go. And again, this is just going to take a little bit of glue. It is your choice whether you want to engrave out the wheels here. You can also engrave, right, it's all together. I have my wheels on. This is so cute. Very excited for this. Again, you've got a couple of spots for birds to feed. They can come in the top. It is big enough for a small bird like a finch, but small. So hopefully the squirrels don't get in there. You've also got a back sway bar and these three little holes back here. You have the front, which I just pulled out, the front trailer hitch with holes here for them to sit on, and of course the front porch and the back window ledge, or the back window box. So what you do from here, I've got myself a little ribbon. I'm going to slide it through, tie it up, and go hang it in a tree, or give it to someone you love. I think my mom will like this. She's a Barbie pink kind of girl. Most of these materials were just some scrap pieces that I have left over, but they are all Smoky Hill Design products. If you love Smoky Hill, show them some love, buy your materials from them. Not saying you have to, I'm just saying they're my favorite people.